Hello, this is Joe Hannon, Editor-in-Chief of The Signal, here to bring you a recap of conservative political pundit Ann Coulter's lecture at the College of New Jersey. Coulter's February 18th College Republican-sponsored lecture packed the Kendall Hall Auditorium, attracting a crowd of both supporters and protesters. Her remarks, though not accepted by all those present, were received relatively peacefully. The Signal has received word of one arrest, though campus police could not confirm this at this time. Students gathered to protest Coulter's lecture in the Brower Student Center around 5:30 p.m. The protest was organized by members of the College Democrats, Islamic Society, and the anti-war group Action.
Black, white, same struggle, same fight. Gay, straight, black, white, same struggle, same fight.
Dressed head to toe in black, the protesters created white armbands emblazoned with peace signs and slogans condemning racism and Coulter herself. Before proceeding to Kendall Hall to queue up for the lecture, organizers emphasized that the protest would be peaceful and that no attempts would be made to disrupt Coulter's speech, other than a planned walkout 15 minutes into the lecture. The line for the lecture snaked backward from the steps of Kendall Hall toward the Student Center, leaving students standing in the cold February drizzle. Attendees passed through metal detectors operated by college Republicans. Bags and backpacks were searched prior to entering. Roughly 15 minutes into the lecture, Coulter was interrupted by the protesters, who stood silently for a few moments before proceeding toward the exits chanting. Coulter quipped that the protesters were late for a, quote, global warming conference, end quote. The bulk of Coulter's lecture addressed the subject matter of her most recent book, Guilty: Liberal Victims and Their Assault on America. Coulter posited that liberals, in conjunction with the popular media, often create victims to further their causes. She said that the media has fabricated news in order to further its liberal agenda. She cited CBS and Dan Rather's falsification of Air National Guard papers to distort former President George W. Bush's military service as an example. After an hour lecture, Coulter took questions and answers for roughly 30 minutes. Those who stepped up to the microphone reflected the diverse crowd, including college students, community members, and a few who traveled from out of state. Coulter's lecture was paid for with a $22,000 Student Finance Board bid. The price tag for the lecture was a bone of contention among many of the protesters and students who felt that Coulter's views were not reflected in those of the college and therefore should not be funded with college dollars. See signalonline.net or the upcoming February 25th edition of The Signal for more thorough reports on the lecture and protest. This has been Joe Hannon reporting for The Signal.